Welcome to TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John, that's my cohort and commentary Ashton, and this is our Lucha Underground review. And oh my god, what an episode this was. You know, really looking back on it, which wouldn't have to be that far off, I'm still processing what we just watched. I feel like this episode struck a perfect balance between cinematics and in-ring action, and the end result was an absolutely incredible episode of Lucha Underground. I mean, just with Cobra Moon and the Snake Tribe alone, that was segment of the night. I cannot wait to talk about that. The Battle of the Bulls continued, and two more amazing fatal four-ways. And I mean, this show just hit us with everything. I barely even scratched the surface. But partner, what did you think of tonight's episode?
Oh, yeah. Tonight was a really fun episode. I don't necessarily know if I agree with you as far as them striking the perfect balance between cinematics and in-ring action, because really part of the in-ring action felt like a cinematic. So it wasn't necessarily that they got the balance right. It's just that they compensated for it with something that wasn't actually a vignette, a cinematic, you know?
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Although I still feel like, because I mean, one of the cinematics was a bit prolonged because we got to take a look at the Sexy Star, you know, kind of preparing for the cage match next week, which I thought was a nice touch. And a little something to keep that palate satiated for all of the wonders of the Lucha Underground mythos. And yeah, I freaking love this show. Are there any other preliminary remarks you want to make? Because I just want to get right into this.
Well, we had a couple of people debut tonight that I highly doubt are going to lose in their first match.
Yeah. Oh my god, those guys. Again, that segment, when we get to it specifically, I cannot wait to give that coverage. In the meantime, though, do you have anything else you want to say?
No, not really. Let's move on.
All right, let us get right into our Lucha Underground review. And partner, how do we open this baby up?
I do believe we opened this baby up with a match, with the first Battle of the Bulls contest for the night. It was Jeremiah Crane versus Mariposa versus Killshot versus Dante Fox, and it was a barn burner.
Oh my god, this match. I'll be honest, bro, I enjoyed this more than the main event. Both matches were exceptional, but this one I had so much fun with. I was invested in every second. And hey, to all you Mariposa fans, and I'm looking at you, Caltex, because I know you've been talking about her a lot lately on Twitter, this to me was Mariposa's coming out party. She actually got featured twice in tonight's episode, which was great. I feel like her performance here raised her stock considerably. She looked so impressive between the one spot where she's just throwing chairs at everybody, and then the butterfly effect to Killshot on one of the chairs that she had set up. Like, yeah, she made a statement tonight. She is like, win or lose, I'm going to stake my claim. I'm going to raise my stock. And this is the kind of match to me where the winners look just as good as the winner. And Mariposa is the best example of that in this Battle of the Bulls match. So very pleased with her. Dante Fox and Killshot continue their beef. They just want to destroy each other, and I love it. I feel legitimate hatred from them, which keeps me invested in watching. Whereas with the whole Charlotte and Sasha feud, it's more just a competitive spirit rather than a hatred. And I feel like they even kind of fumbled that a little bit for my liking. But this has been on point. I'm loving the animosity between these two. And we've only experienced this relationship for such a short time. Jeremiah Crane got to show what he could do. And just everybody, man, everybody to me looked freaking great in this. The Tower of Doom spot was sick. Poor Killshot is back, utterly destroyed. In the end, though, and you called it, to be fair, you called it so many times in live reactions when we're watching this, Jeremiah Crane gets the victory after the crane driller to the guy I picked, Dante Fox. So what are your overall thoughts on this match?
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. You nailed it, bringing up that Mariposa really had a coming out party tonight. This was a great showing from her. Really did feel like the first match that we saw her in that really kind of had that, like, oh my God, she's better than a lot of the guys in the temple kind of feel.
Yeah, I am so happy for her, dude, because I think people have been salivating, begging, please give her something to do, like let her like take the chains off, in the words of Curtis Axel. And I noticed, though,
John, can you get closer to your mic? I can barely hear you.
I apologize, partner. Can you hear me better now, partner? Am I good?
A little bit, yeah.
Let me just check something real quick, partner. Oh, I know the problem. I'm sorry. Am I better now?
Better. There we go. Now we can hear you.
I apologize, everybody. My microphone has been a pain in my ass lately, and it accidentally flicked off. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, what I love about this, and I'm putting my money on Lucha Underground because they've earned my trust, they've earned my faith. You know, the thing is, dude, if Cobra Moon is any kind of precedent, the people that you beg, that you clamor to have given something to do, they usually come out like an explosion. So if this is laying the groundwork for anything for Mariposa, whether it be in this same season or season 4, I think she's getting ready to take the fuck off, and I am really happy for her. This was amazing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, she's pretty freaking awesome. I really love Mariposa. She's great. And Scott and Dante Fox killed it in this match yet again. I can't wait for the next one-on-one bout. It's going to be amazing.
Oh my god, dude, that is gonna own. It's gonna freaking own. Like, again, we've been exposed to this relationship for such a short time, and yet I'm so into it. You know, like, I feel like I know their entire history when it's not even close. I've only been given a morsel of it. We still don't even know Dante's perspective. And this feud still feels like so fresh and so untapped. We haven't even been told anywhere close to the full story. I'm loving it. Jeremiah Crane, I feel like this win is great because keep in mind too, he does this. He interacts with, and this is something you pointed out in live reaction, so kudos to you. The same people in that match, you know, Cage is in that match as well. And they interact later in the trailer, so maybe something happens in the Battle of the Bulls finals that gives, like, it kind of serves as a catalyst for their beef. And not to mention, Jeremiah Crane has those interactions with Katrina, who has the Ultimate Lucha Trace match with Ivelisse, so everything connects. Jeremiah Crane is at the center of a lot of stuff going on, and this win just really kind of punctuates that in my mind. So really great on him. Everybody looked like $1 million in this.
Yeah, absolutely. This was a freaking awesome match. Great showing from all 4 competitors. I definitely feel like Mariposa was the highlight of the match, but at the same time, Jeremiah Crane picks up the big W, which is all that really matters, right?
Absolutely. Hey, all about those wins and losses, brother. And Jeremiah Crane has punched his ticket to the Battle of the Bulls finals, presumably next week. So good stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it might be next week, but I'm pretty sure we're getting Sexy Star versus Johnny Mundo next week. So I don't know if they would do both of them in the same week, but it is Lucha Underground, and they do have a tendency of being awesome, so they probably will have both those matches happen on the same week.
Yeah, probably. But and then after the match, of course, we get Killshot, even though he was one of the big losers, and he ate a shit ton of offense in that match too. Again, my heart went out to him when he was on the receiving end of that Tower of Doom into all of those chairs. Oh my god. But he got a measure of revenge because he just kicks Dante straight in the head, and then he goes to the top rope and he hits Killer Instinct. So I guess that puts a point on the board for Killshot. And as you said, I mean, the rivalry most definitely continues.
Yeah, man. Yeah. This was just post-match, and Killshot got the leg up here, so you know Dante's going to be pissed off. I wonder if we're going to see Dante Fox in Cueto's office next week demanding a match with...
Would not surprise me at all if we did. I fully expect it because he's probably pissed after that, and I don't blame him. I mean, that was an ass whooping that he got in that match generally, and then how Killshot topped it off. Yeah, Dante cannot be in a good mood right now.
So that was that. But then once we get past that, we get an awesome cinematic with Taya and Jack Evans and PJ Black. Taya continuing her documentary, however you want to pronounce it, covering the life and times of the Lucha Underground champion, Johnny Mundo.
Yes. I want that to be formally released.
That sound to you, John? Like, was that music to your ears?
Yes. Yes, it was. And it will continue to be until the end of time. I want that documentary formally released. I'm going to buy 10 copies, 9 for myself, and then 1 for the demon spawn that I may have one day so that he's educated properly on role models. So, yeah, I've got it all planned out.
Yeah, absolutely. So then they get, there was a little tension here, John. I want to hear what you thought, because you were kind of upset about it while we were doing live reactions. I want your sort of, gathered thoughts. You've centered yourself and you have an opinion to form now, kind of feelings about this.
That is true. I mean, as is a TWitWoW policy, I usually take the reign on Johnny Mundo vignettes, and he does come into the shot. And God, I actually contemplated today, no lie, guys, because today was a very interesting day for me wrestling-wise. Watched a lot of Matthew Riddle matches, and I was even thinking, hey, should I make a Wikipedia page for Johnny Mundo's abs? I still might do it, but I didn't end up starting it today. But yeah, they come into the shot, and I'm like, damn, are they amazing? And obviously,
he should
he
really
so
ensure
too.
those things.
He should. He absolutely should. And yeah, I mean, to get on a more serious note, you're right, partner. There was some friction here, was some tension. He's telling PJ Black and Jack Evans, hey, you guys better get focused. You're both in the Battle of the Bulls match tonight, in the main event. And one of you better win, or I'm going to have to, find replacements for you guys. I mean, none of you guys beat Sexy Star, not you, Jack, not you, PJ, and I was really counting on you last week and you failed, and not you, Taya, and all in their own ways, they grimace a little bit. Because, and this is so perfect to me for the Johnny Mundo character, because he cheated to beat Sexy the first time for Gift of the Gods of the Brass Knucks. Taya pretty much should have been given a replica of the Lucha Underground Championship because she played the biggest hand in him winning the world title, and I will readily admit that. But, of course, being the heel character that he is, it's going to go to his head. He's going to think, I did it all on my own. I'm the greatest ever. I'm the best luchador in the world, or dare I say, Mundo. And
in the Mundo, yeah.
And, he's feeling untouchable. Like, he's really feeling himself. He's a cocky son of a bitch, which is why I love him. But I grimaced on live reactions because that's the beginning of the end. Like, it's just the seeds have been planted. He's going to keep getting a bigger and bigger head when he does stuff, even if it's with the help of Worldwide Underground. And it's just going to create a chasm between all the members. And I have my thoughts about how that chasm's ultimately going to end and who the casualties are going to be.
I know what you think's going to happen.
Yeah, you know what I think is going to happen. I'm going to stay mum about it, though, if other people don't know. But I think I might have already said it on the one episode anyway. But yeah, I mean, the seeds have definitely been planted. And I think it's appropriate because all 4 are really talented, but Johnny's getting his run, and I'd like to see all 3 get their runs too, especially Taya. Taya, she's got me. I got her back, and it kind of sucks, but you know what? The film is still going to be great. We're going to talk it out. We're going to go to the best clubs. We're going to party. Most of you probably aren't invited, because hashtag you can't sit with us and all that stuff, and we're going to hash it out like a team. So you won, in my opinion. I am concerned, admittedly, but I have to remember that we're not like the rest of you. We're actually winners, and we can actually squash our beef without it getting violent. So I'm actually very confident for a healthy outcome. That's my prognosis.
So even though this was a great cinematic, we then went into what is one of the weirdest, most meaningless feeling cinematics that we've seen all season, and maybe in the entire history of Lucha Underground. Sexy Star training for her cage match with Johnny Mundo, and then opening her locker to see a spider in there.
Yeah, honestly, I like the training because you really don't get that a lot, because I think you even said it on live reactions. It's kind of an assumed thing, right? That they're preparing and they're going through all these preparations. But it was nice to see because, Sexy Star, we do know her story. Oh, I fought from the ground up. I was bullied. I was this, I was that. And then you really get to see her fierce side. Like, this is the woman I am. This is the woman I'm striving to be. I want to be world champion again. And you know what, though? I do like it, and credit to LU, because what's old is new again. You do the training vignette, but it doesn't stop there. You also introduce another thread with the spider in the locker. Now, partner, I feel like I've been doing a lot of talking, and I apologize, so I'm going to field it over to you. What do you think about that spider, man?
Like I said, I don't necessarily know why we needed this vignette. It's like, we get that Sexy Star is going to train hard for her match. It's a world title match. We don't really need to be shown that. That's kind of safe to assume, right?
Right.
That was just kind of the awkward part to me. I don't really know what the deal is with the spider, though. Like, was that just Worldwide Underground playing mind games with Sexy Star? Was it someone new coming into the temple. We already kind of speculated because Cortez Castro has a new mask now that has a spider web on it, or at least it looked like a spider web based on the angle that we saw when Captain Vasquez pulled it out of her drawers.
Right.
But yeah, like we really, it's very much up in the air. My best guess is, kind of Occam's razor. It's just Worldwide Underground screwing with her. But at the same time, I feel like Lucha Underground usually plants seeds for a reason. It's not just going to be like, if they wanted to screw with her, they would just kind of bully her in the locker room or something. They wouldn't plant a spider in her locker.
Yeah, it just, and again, though, like, I can understand where you're coming from about the awkwardness, but to me, it all makes it worth it just with that one little spider. Because I think what they're trying to say is Sexy Star is in one state of mind. She's been fucked with, she's been screwed around with by Worldwide Underground, and it's cost her two very important championships. Give to the gods, which her losing, it was kind of a moot point because she won Aztec Warfare, but then she loses the prize. She loses the world title. She is intense. She is focused. And that's hammered home in the other cinematic we see her in tonight, which I loved. Like, she is in another zone right now. And when she sees that spider, that just takes that other zone and it amplifies it to like 11. Yeah. So she's somebody. It's like,
it's like she already had the adrenaline pumping and then that shit happens.
Exactly. Like, let me put it to you this way, and I'm not even kidding. Like, there's a phrase in wrestling I've heard every now and again. Like, there are just some guys on some nights they can't be beat because everything's just going for them. The adrenaline's high. If the cage match was tonight, I'd be far more concerned for Mundo than it being next week because it just seemed like Sexy was in a place where no matter who stepped up to her, she was not going to be beat tonight. And whoever planted that spider in her locker, I don't envy you. I mean, we're just about ready to get rid of her next week, and I'll be happy for it. But they just invited a whole load of problems inviting Sexy into their world. So best of luck to you, whoever you are.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So after we got the whole Sexy Star spider in the locker thing done with, we went into our second match of the night. And this, for me, was the real highlight of the night because we got Cobra Moon versus Drago. Lots of very serpent-esque movements between these two. I love the way Cobra Moon moves like a snake. Drago has always kind of moved like a snake, although we didn't really realize it until tonight. His finisher is very snake-like, the dragon's tail pinning combination. It seems like you're kind of coiling your opponent up into a knot. And these two put on a solid match that was cut short by a debuting Lord Pindar.
Oh, dude, you know what? No, keep going. I want all your thoughts on this because I know we popped like crazy, but that's just the thing. We both did it. So I want everybody to hear your more rational thoughts now that you've collected yourself on these guys because this was amazing.
Dude, it's so funny because Lord Pindar, he is a bigger guy. Like, when he got in the ring and started just manhandling Drago, I was like, oh my God, this guy's huge. He's so much bigger than Drago because he's easily got like 2 or 3 inches and probably like close to 40 pounds on Drago. He's just, and it's not necessarily that he's like gigantic in the sense that he's like a 7-foot tall guy. He's just like a Matanza style, big, thick dude. And
right.
He was just tossing Drago around like it was nothing. But then Phoenix and Aerostar show up, and it's 3 on basically 1 because Cobra Moon wasn't even in the ring. So it was basically 3 on 1, and they started handing Pindar his ass. But then the reason Cobra Moon wasn't in the ring is because she was calling for her second general to come out to help. And next thing you know, Vibora, aka Viper in Spanish, comes out and he just stands at the top of the steps, and you can just see he's a pretty big dude. He's ripped and he's got long curly hair. But then when he gets down to the ring, he gets up on the apron and steps over the ropes, and you immediately know that he means business and shit just hit the fan.
I mean this as a compliment. Everything that Vibora did tonight just screamed to me Attitude Era Kane. Like the stepping over the ropes.
It felt like him too. And like he's even got the mask, and then he ended up, one of the things that he did was a freaking tombstone. So it was very, very reminiscent. of 97 Kane, I would say.
I mean, bro, I can never speak for you, and I would never want to, but in my neck of the woods, whenever I hear people talk about the Attitude Era, one of their favorite characters consistently is that Kane. You know, and seeing Vibora kind of go in there and be that kind of dominance, oh my God, I was so into it. Like,
Yeah.
if the Scum Squad is all about violence and mayhem, I mean, there could possibly be no more blood rushing to my Swanson than seeing Vibora just destroy everybody. It was absolutely incredible. I freaking loved it, dude. This was, and I keep saying it in Lucha Underground, I think, you know, who had the better debut, him or Matanza? I love this debut of Vibora just destroying everybody, but Matanza's was so good. Oh
and
my God.
Too, we had someone in chat, I think it was Forrester H in chat during live reactions, came up with the best nickname, the Undersnaker.
Yes.
I love that so much. That's so good.
I love it too, dude. I love what Lucha Underground just inspires in people. It's freaking amazing. But yeah,
I did a little bit of research. I looked up both Drago and the guy who plays Pindar, who is you might know him from AAA. It's Steve Payne. La Anarquia is also another name that he's gone by. Black Machine,
yeah.
Mouth. So he is 1 inch and almost 30 pounds bigger than Drago. I thought he was taller than that. I thought he had 2 or 3 inches on Drago, but he's still 1 inch and about 30 pounds bigger than Drago. And like, I saw him and I was like, oh my God, he looks so much bigger than Drago. And then down comes Vibora, who is Austin Madelson, formerly known as Judas Devlin in NXT. I think he goes by Judas Draven now, or Austin Draven on the indies. And he's like a solid 6'7". So we have an actual giant in the temple, which is something I didn't know if we'd ever see.
Dude, here's the thing. First and foremost, the idea that Pindar, because you said Anarchia, right? That was the name that came out of your mouth.
And I just Googled Austin Madelson, and according to Wikipedia, which, you know, sometimes they fudge numbers, sometimes they get stuff wrong. I remember Cage was once listed as only being 245 pounds. Wikipedia, so they're not always 100% right, but according to Wikipedia, Austin Madelson is 6'5". So 6'7" might have been an exaggeration that I saw. Maybe WWE put out to make him seem bigger, kind of like they say Big Cass is 7 foot tall, even though he's actually about 6'6", 6'7". But still, 6'5" in the Lucha Underground temple makes you a giant.
Certainly. And the idea that Pindar, again, is Anarchia, like, the reason I bring that up, I remember Anarchia. He sucked. Like, I did not care for him on the mic or anything. Already, I love Pindar. Like, it shows how much he's grown since then, which is amazing to see. And plus, again, as we've talked about, even with performers that are already great at what they do, like Ricochet.
You know what? I don't think that we're talking about the same Anarchia, because I know who you're talking about.
Right.
The guy that was part of LAX for a period of time, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
He teamed up with Hernandez for a brief period. I don't think that's the same guy.
Oh, okay. Well, then I redact that statement, but I will continue what I was saying. I do love Pindar as well. I love the look. I love the aesthetic of the Snake Tribe. Dude, not only was I saying repeatedly on live reactions that, oh, there's your next Trios champions, I want that to be true. It's not just an observation that I'm making from a technical standpoint. I want it to be true because, man, I love this packaging. And see, like, and again, like, I don't blame people if they feel like, oh, where's Kobra? Like a lot of people were last season. By all means, if you see a flaw, call it out. But like, you see how it's not even a flaw long term, because look at what the fuck she's doing. She commands these people. Are you kidding me? Like, Vibora, who's freaking huge, who could rip my spine out with his pinky, is being commanded by Cobra Moon. That is nuts to me. Like, there is nothing conceivably after seeing that could stop like her if she ever got in position to challenge for the Lucha Underground Championship, sick Vibora on the champion, which I hope to God it's not Johnny Mundo at that point, because I wouldn't want him destroyed. And then, you know, she just goes in and gets the pin. Like, dude, she is looking unstoppable right now, is my point. She could do whatever the hell she wants. Who's going to tell her no? The only people, of course, are they always the go-to Matanza and Mil Muertes. That's it. And I want to see those matches already, by the way, with Vibora and how he destroyed everybody. Like, I want to see Vibora stare down Matanza. I want to see it now. Like,
yeah, I can actually confirm that Anarchia and Steve Payne are not the same person. I guess
okay.
Steve Payne went by Anarchia at one point, but it's not the same guy.
Okay.
So,
but
yeah,
you
can. Everyone in chat that knows who Anarchia is and knows how bad he was in TNA, you can breathe a sigh of relief. Not the same guy.
and dude, I just have to remark one more thing before I pass the ball back to you, because I can't emphasize this enough. That tombstone. That tombstone, though, was freaking gorgeous. Like, here's the thing. I am a fan of The Undertaker. I've never been a full-blown mark, but I've always respected him. And Kane, I was actually more of a mark for than The Undertaker. But it's been a long time since I've seen a tombstone that really looked like death. That was death right there. Okay? Just done. And if you don't believe me, after that tombstone, guys, I mean, you saw it. They were able to drag Drago out of the temple, carry him off so they could chain him up as their collector's item. Oh, my God. This was incredible. I love this. This was so good.
Freaking awesome. It was this debut was definitely the best debut that we've had since Matanza, and I think it gives the Matanza debut a run for its money.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, and I love Matanza to death, and I love the Black Lotus Triad because somebody mentioned that as a contender in chat, but that, I mean, one man to do all that destruction, a lot like Matanza, and that tombstone, I mean, that just gets it plus 30 right there. That was perfect form, everything. I loved it. I've still got chills talking about it. God, I love this show. Is there anything else you want to say about this segment?
I don't think so. I'm really glad that we got to talk about this, though. It was pretty freaking amazing. I absolutely love the Snake Tribe as they are. And I think that we got, the lead up now. So we're going to see whether it's next week or the following week. I think we're going to see Drago chained up, breathing fire angrily in the Snake Tribe Palace, because that was a scene that we saw in the trailer and we haven't seen it yet. And now he's officially been abducted.
Yeah. And I just got to say this too on a closing note. Marty, brother, I love you. We're so good to each other on Twitter, and I love you to death. I am so sorry, but the Snake Tribe is my new favorite tribe. I'm jumping ship, man. I'm sorry.
This is huge, guys. This is huge. I never thought I'd see this happen.
I love that man to death, and I am going to be honored to mark out to his world title win because it's going to fucking happen. Mark my fucking words. But you have got no chance against that tribe.
And
no fucking chance.
Too. In this same night, we had Mariposa having a breakout party, and you're still jumping shit.
I'm still no, dude, because Vibora alone could just be like, oh, look at these two. Their spines will make excellent back scratchers. Like, no, look, before I'm a friend.
No, he says, oh, look at these two. They have spines. I'm sure they're eager for those spines to meet the mat.
I mean, look, what people need to understand is, am I a friend of people? Yes. But first and foremost, I am a proud piece of shit. And a piece of shit always likes to win. Okay? So I will sell all of you out if it means security and safety from the Snake Tribe. Fuck all y'all. I'm living. So I'm jumping shit, man. Snake Tribe for the win. Because who the hell is going to stop these guys? It's unfreaking believable. Unreal.
Man. Well, you're jumping shit. I'm Death Tribe to the end, so I don't have to worry about that because Mill is my boy. I don't even worry about jumping because I'm just sticking with Mill.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing your corpse on the battlefield too. I'm telling you,
don't even act. Do not even act like Mil Muertes versus Vibora wouldn't be an incredible match.
Don't act like it, dude. I've already said I can't get any more erect. Like, I want it. I want that, and I want Vibora versus Matanza. Like, it's so
Vibora
good.
Versus Cage and Vibora versus Johnny Mundo. Oh, well, you might not like that, but still, I want to see Vibora versus Johnny Mundo.
Oh my God. Yeah. So Cliff is also Death Tribe. So look at that. You got Cliff. And you know what? You got him just in time because his shoulder's 100%. So, he'll actually be able to do stuff. So, good for you guys.
That's nice.
But yeah, for all.
Well, welcome to the correct tribe, Cliff.
I was even getting ready to say, for all the people that still believe in critical thinking, you can all join me at the Snake Tribe where you'll proudly have the honor of living. God damn.
Although, dude, I think Matanza might be in the Death Tribe as well. So I've got 2 monsters on my side.
It won't be enough. First of all, Matanza can't even
Although
focus.
I guess there is a chance that Matanza could be in the Deer Tribe because I think that like the Cueto family might be Deer Tribe for life. I don't know, but if we go by what they're actually portrayed as, Matanza's totally in the Death Tribe. Let's be real.
Although I will agree with Kid Coheed, if it ever comes out that Johnny Mundo has his own tribe, I will totally be down for that shit. So I will sell out 2 tribes for the sake of that tribe.
The Worldwide Underground Tribe.
Exactly. For life. But yeah, brother, I had so much fun talking about this segment, but I feel like I've exhausted everything I want to say. Is there anything else you want to say before we move on?
I think so. I wonder if it's funny. I feel like the Death Tribe is like the Slytherin of the 7 tribes. Of course, it's a Slytherin, so it's a snake, and it brings it back to the tribe you're talking about and all that. But regardless, I wonder if killing somebody makes you a member of the Death Tribe, because we already know Mill killed Conan, killed Puma. Tanza has a lot of blood on his hands as well. But I wonder if that's what it is. So I wonder then if Cueto would be in the Death Tribe too. Or really, at the end of the day, I wonder if the Death Tribe is even a thing, because it's just my speculation. It might not even be real.
Well, you know, Cueto, if he is in the Death Tribe, he did his initiation proud when he killed Mr. Cisco.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean, though. That's what I was referring to when I said maybe he's in.
It feels good to laugh after all that anxiety thinking about Vibora coming for us all. What do they want me for? Murder?
Just the fact that Vibora exists in the same planet that we exist in is horrifying.
Yeah, I mean, after Vibora debuted, I'm like, no, John, you're never going to have a healthy life with your anxiety disorder. It's over now, because that's a thing. And that's just always going to weigh on your mind now. But, I mean, yeah.
Congratulations.
At least I'm still better than Mr. Cisco, because, you know, I'm actually alive. God, that was so amazing when he died. That was just great.
Well, it was also last season, so let's bring it back to the present and talk about what happened next after, of course, Vibora carried Drago to the back and assumedly to the Snake Tribe palace. We got a hallway confrontation. Sexy Star and Mariposa walk by each other, and Mariposa grabs Sexy Star's hair in it, like almost like a playful, condescending way, but Sexy Star is having literally none of it. And she grabs Mariposa by the throat and starts slamming her up against the wall and tells her that it was you that planted the spider in my locker. I'm going to kill you. She didn't actually say that, but it was very heavily implied. And then Mariposa denied it, because I think it was kind of relatively obvious to the both of us that it wasn't her, because she doesn't really want anything to do with Sexy Star anymore.
Right.
But she did deny it. And Sexy threatened her to the point that she actually said, you said no mas. Next time we fight, there won't be any air left in your lungs for you to say anything.
God damn. Yeah, like I said, I'm actually thankful to a point that the cage match wasn't tonight, because in the mood that Sexy Star was in, I'll tell you, it would have been a rough go. But I'm sure by next week, she'll be all finger hearts and failure and delivery woman like we all know her as. But yeah, I mean, she was really turning up the intensity tonight. It was crazy. I love this cinematic because I love the callbacks that Lucha Underground does while also continuing to build in the present. And this interaction was great. I love that Mariposa, though, really doesn't even flinch when her life is in Sexy Star's hands, quite literally. But then, though, I got to say, what I loved best, and I remember a criticism I had last week when Sexy Star beat PJ Black with just another roll-up, because it's been a pretty consistent complaint with me of Sexy Star. I said I wanted to see her get angry. I wanted to see that she was really willing to win if she got this match, because she realizes Worldwide Underground is fucking with me. Everybody's screwing with me. I'm done. I want to be world champion. I'm going to do it. And I feel like I got that tonight, which is maybe why I like just even seeing her training as well. I feel like I needed to see that to really buy Sexy as a contender, outside of the fact of, well, she's a former champion and, she got a rematch through a fluky pin. So I liked seeing this anger, because now that gets me more invested in next week, thinking, oh man, what's she going to do to Johnny Mundo when nobody's there to help him? So I thought this was great by Sexy. And that hole in the wall she made with her fist, God damn, man, that was intense.
Okay, so after this cinematic, we got our last match of the night. It was the fourth and final first round match. We had PJ Black, Jack Evans, Angelico, and Son of Havoc. Underground, two former members of the Unlikely Trio, and four ridiculous athletes in the ring for this. It was a really fun match. I will say, I think the first Fatal 4-Way that we got tonight was better, just in my opinion, but this one was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. I had so much fun with this because all four guys in one way or another, I think, have a very similar style, which I thought just made it so cool. And yeah, I mean, everybody got to do something great here. I mean, Son of Havoc's offense, you even said it on live reactions, which I loved. Son of Havoc may be the best performer when it comes to momentum-based offense, because when he gets going, man, it's just nonstop. I love the one spot he did where I feel like Angelico had PJ Black in a fireman's carry, but it was close to the turnbuckle. So Son of Havoc does like this double leap, double stomp onto PJ, and then double stomp onto Jack Evans, and then the moonsault. Like when he just goes and gets a sequence, it's breathtaking to watch. Angelico was doing dives and he was getting back in it. Great to see him back in the temple. He's been gone way too long. Great to see him at 100%. Great to see him doing his thing. And, of course, Worldwide Underground is just fantastic. I love that these guys are just a couple dude bros wanting to air a guitar, wanting to be awesome, and it's just a great time. I really had a lot of fun with this match. What did you think about it? Share some of your favorite moments.
Oh, yeah. This was a lot of fun. I love anytime somebody uses someone else to perform offense on somebody else, even. And we had that in this where PJ grabbed Son of Havoc and literally tossed him out the ring, Tope Suicida style, into Angelico. That was pretty cool.
I'm glad you brought that up, because even the little things like spots like that, I thought was absolutely fantastic. And and then our end result, which was great, because again, Lucha Underground.
That actually came right after the sequence that I was just talking about with Son of Havoc getting thrown into Angelico. Once PJ did that, he laid down and he said, "Come on, Jack, pin me." He was just laying down for him, and Jack Evans comes over and he's like, "Oh, okay, well, I guess I could do this." And he goes down to pin him. PJ locks in the small package, 3 count, and PJ Black is in the finals.
Brother, I gotta tell you, for PJ Black, aka Justin Gabriel fans, like what he's been doing recently, like these past 2 weeks, have got to be so gratifying for you guys, because I like him too, but I know like you always spoke highly of him in his time in WWE. And last week he has this great match with Sexy Star, and then this week he wins. Like I'm just really glad to see the momentum he's building. How do you feel about that?
Oh, definitely, yeah. It's pretty freaking awesome. He's been killing it. He just I feel like I praised him to the moon last week, and I don't want to be overly repetitive, but it is just so cool to see him get a platform to show off his talent. The thing is, like, he's been wrestling since he was too young to wrestle. Like, I remember he actually told a story on The Art of Wrestling with Cole Cabana where he talked about he was like, I think he was like 13, 14 years old, and he was too young to wrestle, but his dad was just like, "Here, put on this mask so people can't tell how young you are and get out there." And he went out there and had a really quick, he was an enhancement talent for another guy. So like he's been wrestling for so freaking long, and he's still relatively young. I think he's only like 34, 35 years old. He's not old or anything, even though he's been doing it for this long. He's kind of like a TJ Perkins in that sense, where like he's pretty young and he has way more experience than anyone his age should ever have. This is all he's ever done is wrestle, and he's amazing at it. And the WWE had a guy who had a decent amount of height, given the ability that he has. I think he's like 6'1", so it's not like he's your typical vanilla midget. He's got a great look. He is capable of talking, and the talking that you might say is a bad thing, he makes up for with an awesome accent, which is kind of a big deal in WWE these days. Even Sheamus has that going for him.
Right.
He's got that magnetism that you look for, and really the kind of the icing on the cake is he's a phenomenal in-ring worker and a ridiculous athlete. And they let him go, and not only did they let him go, but they let him had nothing for this guy. and they just kind of let him float and coast and not have anything to do for years. It wasn't even just for like a few months and then they let him go. They didn't do anything with him really for years. And then they let him go, and he was on the Indies for a while with this Darewolf gimmick. And that's the thing, too. This is the great thing. I mean, horribly hypocritical with what we know about PJ Black, because this is a guy who, when you see that he legitimately does have the complete and total package, he's got the height, he's got the look, he's got the talking, but good enough, and his in-ring is excellent. When you hear, oh, well, they didn't have anything for him and then he got released, what you're thinking is, oh, so he just wasn't a hard worker and he wanted them to give him something to do rather than actively trying to get something to do. That's what you think, because that's like the only excuse that they could possibly have for him to not have anything to do and then to release him. For a fact that that's not true, he went to them. He went to Vince directly with a multiple page long summary of a character that would have been the Darewolf.
Right.
He even had a few weeks, if not months, of story and booking for himself planned ahead of time. And they not only turned him down, but then they made him the bunny.
This is where the sentiment of Paul, Paul really comes in of never try, because PJ, wanting to take care of his own career, his own livelihood, and actually get somewhere, takes the effort to create a character and, storyline build and everything, and he gets shit on for it. Takes it to Lucha Underground. He wins the main event tonight. He's in the finals for a match for the Lucha Underground Championship. And that's another thing, too, because I got to be honest with everybody. And this is where I kind of eat my crow, but it's delicious. Like, again, I've always known that PJ Black is talented, and I've always thought he was good. I've never been like a big fan of his or anything, but in Worldwide Underground, I always thought like, well, he's the low guy on the totem pole. I thought it went Mundo, then Taya, then Jack Evans, and PJ Black. But the last 2 weeks he's had, like, he's just staked his claim, being like, oh, no, don't you snub me. Don't you snub me. I'm talented too. I'm doing stuff. And so it's so great to see him get this win, because I feel like in any other setting, it would have been Jack Evans to go over if they wanted just one ally for Mundo to get in there. But no, they're going all in on PJ, and I think that's so cool. And I think all four of them now are really going to be just fine. I mean, Mundo's the freaking world champion. I think Taya's right on his heels to get her own run. And as far as Jack and PJ go, I think they're going to do just fine as well. I'm very excited for those guys. So great stuff here.
Yeah, man, absolutely. This was great. PJ's awesome. Glad he won. But then we get to our final cinematic of the night. Dragon Azteca Jr. shows up right next to Rey Mysterio's bed. Rey is barely moving. You can tell that Matanza really did a freaking number on him almost a month ago at this point at Aztec Warfare 3. And Azteca tells him, look, I didn't realize what you were talking about. I didn't really fully grasp Matanza's true power until I felt the wrath of the gods. And he attacked me and I felt it. And then he's talking about how he's not, he completely underestimated Matanza. And Mysterio says, look, man, this isn't your battle. This is my battle. And Azteca says, I'm sorry, but this is the last time you give me any kind of orders. You're not telling me what to do anymore. I'm going to go kill Matanza.
Yeah, dude, what did you think about this before I even get into it?
Oh, man. This might actually lead to El Dragon Azteca being killed. I mean, I don't know if they had, like, just a one-season plan for him or a two-season plan for him, or if I'm over-speculating here as usual, but say I'm going to go kill Matanza. It usually doesn't work out to their favor. It usually works out the other way around, and Matanza ends up killing them. Or
Yeah.
Cueto ends up killing them with a Red Bull. But yeah, Rey is not going to recover in time to save Azteca. And Azteca is completely in over his head. So I think we're either going to end up with Azteca dead, or Azteca is going to end up in a stretcher all by himself without anybody to help him to take on Matanza.
Right. Yeah. I mean, dude, What I love about this, because we speculated about the Rey Azteca relationship very early on when we first saw it take root. And I really thought it was going to be a story where Azteca would choose vengeance, Rey would choose justice, and that puts them in a conflict. What I love about this cinematic, and I love the little things that Lucha Underground does, notice that Azteca delivers this news to Rey when Rey's at his most vulnerable and helpless. Like he tells him,
because he knows that if he tells it to him when Rey can stop him, that he will stop him. So he's doing it when he knows full well that Rey isn't even capable of stopping him. So it really was. It felt like a heelish move. It felt like a cheap kind of ploy for Azteca to kind of convince himself that he's being a big man for letting Rey know this. But at the same time, you're a complete coward for not even waiting for him to fully recover and give him a chance to defend himself and to stop you.
Yeah, but see, like, I just have a feeling ever since he broke Pentagon Dark's other arm, El Dragon Azteca Jr. must have felt like in his mind, I've attained a sense of clarity. I don't need Rey anymore. I just broke Pentagon Dark's other arm. I can do everything on my own now, pretty much deciding for himself that he graduated. And then when Rey is down and just vulnerable and just like, oh my God, my back, you could give that guy 1,000,000 Z-packs, ain't going to do him a damn bit of good.
Get this guy a Z-pack!
Azteca just comes in and says, oh yeah, Rey, this whole mentor-mentee thing we got going on, yeah, it's over. I'm going to go kill Matanza, thanks. And, I don't see it going.
And he really was kind of casual about it too. Like, next time you see me, I will have killed the monster.
Exactly. And I don't know if you call it arrogance or confidence, but he's just consumed with like, yeah, I can do this. I know my destiny now. It just doesn't include you, Rey. I'm afraid we're breaking up. No! And, that might just be my comedy segment of the year, and it wasn't even meant to be.
I think my comedy segment of the year is still Ricky Mandel putting the value of photos over his own career.
Yes. Wow, Dario. But yeah, I love this cinematic.
Hey, Mr. Guido, these are awesome.
So cute. But yeah.
Your Cartman is so good.
I love this cinematic because I'll tell you, like, ever since El Dragon Azteca Jr. came into the temple, like, we were blown away by his athleticism and everything, sure. But as a character, I don't think I've ever been more invested in him than what he did in the gauntlet match and then tonight. Like, I'm loving the trajectory of his character right now. I can really get into him being kind of an Avenger character, just going in and doing what he wants on his terms and saying, well, screw justice. Justice is too slow for me. It's not satisfying enough. I'm going to choose vengeance. And I still wonder if this is going to become a thing down the road where Rey has to rescue Azteca, because I predicted that as well.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like a Daredevil Punisher kind of vibe from Daredevil Season 2, where Azteca is the Punisher, where he just doesn't give a shit and he just kills whoever the hell he wants if he feels like it's for the better of everyone. And Rey kind of teaches him a lesson on the difference between vengeance and justice.
Yeah, and the question is, because again, with Lucha Underground, everything is up for grabs. Is that lesson going to be receptive or not? Because it's not even a guarantee that it will be. It's not a guarantee that Rey will, quote unquote, save Azteca. We could see an Azteca, maybe he takes out Rey, because I feel like I heard Rey was only good for the 2 seasons, but he'll continue to work with the El Rey Network going forward. But they may take him off TV. And if they would give Azteca that win, I mean, you're talking about the same guy that beat Puma in the main event of Ultima Lucha Dos. I mean, that'd be huge for Azteca Jr. to beat Rey in the middle of the ring, especially with the cinematic relationship and everything that they've had. So I'm actually inclined for that, believe it or not, that Rey isn't even going to succeed in his endeavor. Azteca's going to beat him in the middle of the ring, maybe even at Ultima Lucha Trace, and get a huge fucking rub. But that's just my feeling for the moment. But yeah, this cinematic was great.
Yeah, absolutely. It was awesome. That being said, though, it was the final cinematic of the night, so I think we can move on to our next segment.
All right, high spots and low shots. I gotta say, my low shot is Jack Evans, because he got suckered and he got cradled and pinned by his own friend. If you can't trust your fellow scumbag, who can you trust? Who can you? So yeah, Jack Evans is my low shot.
Way to be a sucker, Jack.
Yeah, Jack. No, he'll cry about it.
I think he actually will. We saw how emotional he was earlier in the season when he had his jaw wired shut.
He's probably thinking, well, you know, PJ, you're a darewolf, you're athletic, but you could also call yourself insensitive and a feelings hurter. Oh God.
All right, my low shot for the week has to be Drago. Easiest low shot ever.
Oh yeah.
Not only did you get the hell beat out of you, but boy, you got abducted, sexy star style.
Yeah, you did. Oh my God, that was, well, I mean, let's be honest, that was amazing to watch. I mean, if you're me, if you're Drago, that was horrible to experience. So yeah, I think everything works out, but yeah, perfect low shot. He had a shitty night tonight. Holy hell. My high spot, damn, who am I going to go with for high spot? You know what? I'm going to say Jeremiah Crane is my high spot. He won one of the Battle of the Bulls matches. He's going to the finals either next week or in 2 weeks. I don't think they're going to put it off for very long. And if he wins that, he gets a shot at the world champion, who's still going to be Johnny Mundo because he's amazing. But yeah, I mean, he's in the thick of things right now, and it's been a great night for him. So Jeremiah Crane is definitely my high spot.
Yeah. So I think my high spot is going to have to be the guy that we both kind of agree has been the most impressive debut since Matanza. Vibora is my high spot.
Yeah. Great. I love it. I love it so much. He was sheer
honorary high
dominance.
spot has to go to Mariposa because of her amazing showing tonight.
Yes. I am down with everything you're saying right now, brother. Both of those people.
The reason we can't give her a full-blown high spot is because she did have a great showing, but not only did she not win, but then she also kind of got punked out by Sexy Star later on in the night. So great beginning of the night, but didn't really follow up on it.
Right. But
I'll tell you who followed up, though. Vibora followed up with that double choke slam he hit on Aerostar and Phoenix.
Dude, everything he did looked legit as fuck. Like the boots to the face, for one, when he entered the ring. Then the double choke slam. I'm like, okay, that was cool. And then the tombstone, which I'm telling you, pants equals creamed. That was amazing. So, yeah, I mean, great stuff, dude. I completely agree with everything you're saying. With that said, are there any concluding remarks that you want to express about Lucha Underground before we go home here?
I don't think so, man. I love this episode, but I don't have a lot more to say about it. We've already gushed enough about this show tonight. It was awesome. So if you want to close this out, feel free.
All right, guys. With that said, this has been Lucha Underground. This has been TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John. That's my cohort and commentary, Ashton. Guys, be sure to comment, subscribe, and like the video. The more likes you leave, the more likely we are to be the top search result for Lucha Underground reviews on YouTube. And as I've said before, when you're the king, when you're the best at what you do, the top is the only place you belong. So please, guys, if you enjoyed this review, if you enjoyed our passionate discussion and the giddiness in our voices about violence, then please leave a like. It is greatly appreciated. Now, with that said, a couple things I want to plug. You guys already know all the amazing stuff to check out because of my cohort and commentary's amazing backgrounds. But a few things I want to plug first. First, the t-shirts. You have today and tomorrow to take advantage of a Teespring sale about the TWitWoW t-shirts. I'm a TWitWoW guy, and for our female audience members, I'm a TWitWoW girl. That sale continues. You got tonight and tomorrow to take advantage of it. So please get a shirt. You'll look fantastic in it. And if you want to do Christmas shopping for yourself or your family and friends, because maybe they watch really shitty wrestling podcasts and you need to, smarten them up a little bit to the real nature of the business, the podcast business, then get them a TWitWoW t-shirt. Perfect stocking stuffer in my mind. So buy the t-shirts. Second thing I want to plug, Q&A. Q&A is so close. I believe it's going to be the 30th of this month, our last Q&A of 2016. Guys, you've still got a nice amount of time, 16 days, to get questions in. Submit them by, YouTube comment if you want. Reach out to us on Twitter. I've gotten plenty of tweets for questions. I'm sure Ashton has as well. You can check out the Facebook page. If you do, be sure to leave a like, give that page some love, some interaction, and you can message us your questions on there. So you've got plenty of mediums with which to submit questions. Everybody gets up to 5 questions per Q&A. Doesn't mean you have to use all 5, but you have a maximum of 5, and you can divvy them up any way you choose. You could do all 5 for both of us, or all 5 for one of us, and 0 for another guy. You have a multitude of options for how you can divvy those questions up. Take advantage of it. Final thing I want to plug, the Patreon. We are doing now Patreon requested reviews, live reactions, or both, depending on the pay scale you want to take advantage of. We got price points for each of those things. So look, see what works best for you. Now, if you're thinking, okay, maybe I'll spend my money for a review, but I wonder what exactly I'd be getting. Well, you have 2 instances with which to find out. You can go on the channel and you can check our Survivor Series 2002 review. That was the first Patreon review we did. Or you can tune in tomorrow for when we review WCW Halloween Havoc, I believe of the year 97. So you can check that out tomorrow and really get a feel for, okay, this is what I'd be paying for if I requested just a review. Or again, if you don't want a review, we can live react. Or if you're really feeling generous, you can pay us to do both a review and live reaction. So go check out the Patreon, check out our price points, and see what works best for you. If anything, we greatly appreciate it. It means the world to us. And with that said, guys, the plugs have come to an end, which means there's only one thing left, and that is to hype up our NXT review, which is upcoming, and we begin the huge tournament to determine the next #1 contender for Shinsuke Nakamura's NXT championship. I don't know what's going to happen, but Ty Dillinger's probably going to fail. So be here so I can laugh at it, and Ashton can probably groan. And until then, guys, tune in and peace out.